I'm curious about Starmer choosing Alistair Campbell because they are both dictators in their own way, but they work very, very differently. Starmer makes promises and then breaks them all. And Alistair Campbell is famous and infamous for the 100 pledges in 100 days. So when Tony Blair got in, he was the man, the sausage machine that pumped out the policies and made sure everything worked. It's quite interesting that he's got 401 MPs to choose from, his cabinet 22. And he chose somebody from the House of Lords because he feels he's superior to all of them and none of them are fit for the job. And, I've worked with a lot of people and I've had some people who passed to me to look after who were not very productive. And I managed to get them to do work and I managed to get them to improve their skills. So, yeah, interesting choice. If you've got a team of 400 people, surely there must be some skills in there. But he's overlooked the whole lot of them. Starmer doesn't even trust his cabinet members. He just makes decisions on his own. So he wipes out the WASPy women on his own volition, even though after they've all campaigned for this. The pensioners' fuel allowance. He's just sort of the world according to Starmer. Interesting, because I don't see Alistair Campbell and Starmer working together at all. I can see fireworks. As a US envoy, Alistair Campbell, interesting choice. He doesn't suffer fools gladly, but he's reasonably diplomatic until he isn't. I can see Trump and him having some good old fireworks. Trump is used to dealing with Hillary and Joe Biden. They were no match. They were quite frankly lightweights. And Kamala, well, there wasn't a lot there, was there? But he's up against. Alistair Campbell's got gravitas. He's got knowledge. But they are clearly going to be on different sides of the opinion. That could be interesting as well, watching those two in a room. But right, Alistair Campbell, he has, for the youngsters out there, so he came up through the Mirror and the Today newspaper. He became Tony Blair's right-hand man to deliver all these policies. But then they wanted to go into Iraq looking for weapons of mass destruction, and they chose a thesis written by a young student. And Alistair Campbell and Tony Blair bigged this thesis up to be more than it was. It was a good thesis, but it was written by somebody who's quite junior, quite inexperienced, and they bigged this thesis up to be evidence for going into war. And they asked the UN to go into war, and the UN just said, no, the evidence isn't strong enough. And we were waiting and waiting and waiting for the UN to approve the dossier, and they never did. So US and UK went into Iraq looking for weapons of mass destruction. And they trounced all over the place and they didn't really find any. He has to take a lot of the blame for this diplomatic mistake. Anyway, I just find the choice of Alistair Campbell interesting on the two different levels. The level of him and Starmer working together, I can't see that working. And then the idea of Alistair Campbell working against Donald Trump, they are both strong-willed people. let's just watch this space. Anyway, I'm Tony. This is just my opinion. Yeah, Tony, Ant News, like and subscribe. Thank you.